Hello and welcome to the channel, Gavaxman Spins. Today's video is a May Day special vinyl finds with a twist. So this is the David Atkinson duplicates raid. For those that don't know, Dave, he's got his own channel. If you've watched my videos, you'll probably see I've mentioned it before. Good pals with Dave, I'd like to say. Just come back from Den Bosch together and we've got other things planned. But in the time I've known him, Dave has trailed the elusive duplicates in his collection and said, one day I'm going to sort them all out and I might go and rent a table at a record fair and, you know, we'll try and sell them. So pre-Den Bosch, I think he anticipated a lot of records coming in, so he very diligently went through his collection and started putting all the duplicates to one side in his kind of big kind of old office at the bottom of the garden. She's very nice. It's like a proper office. It's got heating and stuff. So me and Rob, who were there at Den Bosch, he'd kind of trailed that he would be allowing us to maybe have a little sneaky peek and some first dibs. So believe it or not, I actually bought more records from Dave's house than I did from Den Bosch, which is crazy, isn't it? So some were gifts, some were what they call VCLT, Vinyl Community Love Train, for those that don't know. It took me a while to figure out that. And it's the kind of things you do. So when you meet people for the first time, you tend to give them a gift. So I've gifted a couple of things to Dave over the last 12 months, and he's returned the favour now as such. So some were gifts, some I actually bought though, because in all honesty, I couldn't just take some of the stuff that was a bit more valuable, and I kind of gave him off, and I think Rob did the same. So I've no idea what Rob got, because Rob did his bargaining the next day because he stayed overnight on the Monday, whereas I went home to see the cats and the wife, in that order. So without further ado, let's see what Dave came up with. So the first one, I have dropped a few hints to Dave that the only album, that one of the albums I hadn't got by this artist was in Dave's duplicates, and I knew this was in his duplicates because, believe it or not, ladies and gents, I saw 6 copies that were still sealed in his duplicates pile. So I think Dave got a bit of deal on these and has been trying to figure out what to do with them ever since. So it's Kate Bush's Director's Cut. So this is an album of reworkings. Nice gatefold there. Of songs from the Red Shoes and the Sensual World. So she wasn't particularly happy with those 2 albums and decided to redo some of the songs. To be honest with you, I don't think all of these improve on the originals. Some do. So Flower of the Mountain, which is the new version of the Sensual World with the original lyrics that she wanted to adapt to poem, didn't she? So back in, but the estate wouldn't let her. So the good news is on this album, that's the proper version. So that works well. Something like Rubber Band Girl, in my opinion, doesn't work as well. So it's an interesting album. But yeah, so pleased to have that. So that's another one for my Kate Bush kind of collection. I think the only one I need now on vinyl is 50 Words of Snow, so I'll keep my eye out for that. So that was a gift from Dave. So thank you, Dave. The idea behind him buying duplicates is either genius or insanity. I can't quite figure out. So first of all, Dave doesn't use Discogs, so that might be part of the problem, because I don't know about you guys, but when you've got a big collection, sometimes I think, have I got that already? And I can very quickly on my phone look that up. And what confuses me sometimes, I know I've got something, but I can't remember if I've got it on CD or vinyl, and sometimes I've got it on both. So I have to sometimes do a quick, if I see a bargain, I think, have I already got that? I know I've got it, but which format have I got it in? So not very often, because my memory is pretty good for things like records. Can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but vinyl seems to stick in the head. So Dave had this insane plan that the way his house is set up. He's got his lovely listening room in the attic with all his high-end gear, and I think he's what he would call his pristine copies, his A1 copies of his records up there. Downstairs in the house, there's then a few record decks knocking around, so he's got vinyl down there. And then at the bottom of the garden, he's got like his big office, which is now more of a vinyl man cave, which is all heated and carpeted and all that. So the records are kind of split in 3 places. So he had this idea that if he was sat in the garden in his office and he fancied listening to, well, I don't know, Tangerine Dream's Ricochet, if the copy was all the way upstairs in the attic room, he didn't really want to traipse back and forth. So why not buy 3 copies? Genius or insanity, you tell me. So the reason I'm showing this one is when he was in Den Bosch, this was in his duplicates at home, and when he was in Den Bosch, he bought another copy. When he got, so this I think might be the duplicate of the duplicate of the duplicate. So God knows how many he's got. But Ricochet, Tangerine Dream. This is quite an interesting one. This is on the Virgin label. And when I was doing my Discogs, I found out a little bit more about this label. So I've got a Tubular Bells album with this kind of tan label, and apparently this is, I also, it's a bit weird. It's like a strange, like ugly man, rather than the two children that you would think that he normally has. So yeah, so that is a UK original. So thanks, Dave. I've got a few Tangerine Dream albums on vinyl, and bit by bit, I'll kind of, if I see him, I'll grab them. Got a very nice CD box set somewhere over there as well. So yeah, one of those bands that very floaty, ambient, instrumental, but pretty good. The next one, delighted Dave got with this, because this is going to start me on a bit of a journey. So although we think now that record company fleecing of the fan base is a new thing, you know, with multicoloured vinyl variants, it's been going on for some time. And one of the things I used to do back in the day was what they call sleeve variants. So so some of the famous examples are the Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor with the 6 different covers, which were in a brown paper bag, so you didn't know which one you were going to get until you got it. And each picture was from a different angle of a room. There was Genesis and their Abacab with slightly different colours. I think the Police Synchronicity had loads of different different shades on their record. Those are the ones that come to mind. But this one is Ian Jury's Do It Yourself and the Blockheads, their second album. But this has, I think, looking at Discogs, 12 different UK covers. And the way to tell the UK ones apart is there's a little, you can see that there's a little code in the corner, and that basically is how you can tell which one you got. So all based on different wallpaper designs. So Barney Rubbles did the cover. 12 UK ones, but apparently internationally they've been identified. There's at least altogether, they reckon, 33 different copies according to Discogs. So you know what I'll be doing when I'm in record shops now, and I'll spot this one. So thanks to Dave for that one, really pleased to get that. Nice little collection gap filler for me. So Dave chucked me this one though. So Gillan, formerly of Deep Purple, the Ian Gillan band, then Gillan, and this is from 1980. Pretty good album actually as well, this one. So I don't think I'm that far off having the entire Dylan discography on vinyl. So pleased with that. This was a great one. So I've been looking at this for a while, and Dave said, oh, you can have this one. So the Difficult, second album by ABC of Lexicon of Love fame. This absolutely, I think, tanked in the UK. So you do tend to see it a little bit cheap sometimes, but I've noticed in recent years it's starting to creep up a little bit. So I don't know whether copies are getting scarce or it's becoming one of those kind of cult albums that flop that people go, actually it's pretty good. So according to Discogs, a lot of the reviews I read were actually, it's actually quite rated amongst the fan base, but totally different to what came before. Nothing like the Trevor Horn kind of epic of Lexicon of Love. So I'll be pleased to have a listen to that. Been curious about that album for some time. Next one, and this is the last of the freebies, so thanks Dave. So the Eagles, so their first album. It's the only one I didn't have on vinyl of the classic run. So nice gatefold. What I like about this as well, if you flip it that way, the gatefold's the right way up when you do that, but it's actually upside down when it's printed. So this is a UK one with a slightly upside down gatefold, but take it easy, all that type of stuff. So pleased to have that. That's that's all the Eagles up to The Last Road, is it? The last one? Can't remember. The black cover. Road, oh, you know that one. So, right, so we're now on to the stuff that I actually bought. So, really pleased with this. So David trailed this one, that he got a spare copy of this he'd be willing to sell to me. So, triple album. The Coral, one of the great UK bands of the last 20 odd years. Fighting adversity, still going. Last couple of albums I think have been really strong. And this is all the singles up to 2008. I think the label folded not long after this. And then 2 albums of rarities as well. So that's pretty good, that, because I've just picked up the B-Sides album as well. So my early Coral stuff now is pretty good. So again, there's only 1 or 2 on vinyl that I haven't got. I've got them all on CD, but great band, one of the UK's little best kept secrets. So that was going to be it, but on the pile around Dave's floor, he got a load of 12-inch singles, and Rob had spotted, I think, a Smith's one. And Dave said, look, if there's anything you want in there, it's up for grabs, because I don't really listen to them. So the plan is at some point that once Dave's happy with what he wants to sell, I might do a record fair or something like that with him, where I'll help him kind of man the stall. But I think we will need to do a bit of discogging and checking on values, because one or two things that David got that I think might be valuable. So we'll have a look at that, and these are in his duplicates. But I think if you see something in a sale, he buys it, and then of course 10, 15 years later, prices rise. And what I noticed when I was in Den Bosch, that 12-inch singles, I had this naive thought that I could walk around Den Bosch and I'd find all Iron Maiden 12-inch singles for a £5. No, 40, 50 pound, if you can find them. The Smiths 12-inch singles were 75 to 100, so really expensive. So in good condition, the 80s 12-inch stuff is now starting to command a bit of a premium. And when I was in Den Bosch, one stall did nothing but 12-inch singles. Another stall did nothing but 12-inch singles, but only by Depeche Mode, which is quite amazing, actually, some of the specialist stalls. So Dave, when I was flicking through the 12-inches, I spotted some Depeche Mode stuff. So I've got about half a dozen Depeche Mode singles. So I picked up another 4. So this has started to push my DM collection up. So the first one I'll show you is quite interesting. This is a French version of New Life, their debut. And I quite like this because it's still got the Vogue original inner sleeve, and it's on that nice white label almost that the Continental Mute Records came out on. So pleased to have that. Great songs in that New Life, still sounds kind of contemporary even now. Interestingly enough, the next one is one of the first ones that they did without Vince Clarke, which is not so well regarded, but See You, that one's a UK one, and another nice thing. But these are those nice kind of full kind of 12-inch ones, you know, the they've got like a spine and all that. You know what I'm trying to say, don't you? So pleased with that one. And then this is a great song. So one of when I first started buying records in 1980 something or other, Depeche Mode were not taken particularly seriously. They were considered a pop band. And then somewhere along the line, they morphed into this really strange kind of almost alternative band. And one of the first songs that I picked up on that I think a mate was playing, I thought, well, this is quite good, was this one, Blasphemous Rumours, which came on that. And it kind of made, I think Everything Counts might have registered a little bit. This one came out, and then all of a sudden they started knocking out some really, really great singles. And I think their first singles collection, the 81, 85, is brilliant, but the second one, 86 to 98, is even better. Some phenomenal stuff on 12-inch. So got that one. Pleased with that. That's also got like a mini live album on the other side, so a 4-track live stuff on there. So pleased with that. And then the last one I bought, and this goes to where they started that Imperial run, where from I think Black Celebration through to Music for the Masses, Violate, of course, it's a fabulous album. Songs of Faith and Devotion, that's a great one, isn't it? And I actually really like Ultra as well. I think that's got some great stuff on it. Barrel of a Gun is such a good song. But the last 12-inch I picked up from Dave's Picks was Strange Love, with that great sleeve, that is. So pleased with that. Again, that's a UK one. So there you go. 14 minutes of Dave's duplicates. There was probably another 10 plus records there that if I'd have had a bit more cash after Den Bosch, I might well have been tempted to as well. So phenomenal kind of experience at Dave's duplicates was almost as big as the Den Bosch record fair. So thank you, Dave. Thank you for watching, those that are watching this video. Had quite a lot of new subscribers in the last couple of months, so hello, thank you for watching if you're still around, and of course for those that have been there longer, thank you even more. So hope you enjoyed that. If Dave does do his record fair, I will tell you all where we'll be and what will be happening. But thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.